Welcome to another episode of Jay Leno's Garage. If you've been to this website before, you know we're big fans of three-wheelers. This is my Morgan three-wheeler. Then, of course, the Can-Am Spyder, a little more modern interpretation. And then my 31 Indian three-wheeler. So we've had some experience with three-wheelers, but I want to show you a totally new, very innovative three-wheeler that I think is pretty cool. It's called the Carver. This is it right here. You know, I saw this on the street one day. I was driving through Hermosa Beach, California, and I pulled over and I ran up to the guy and I said, hey, tell me about this car. And I was so excited to see it. And he explained to me what it was. And I said, you got to come to the garage. You got to bring this to my garage. We can do a web shoot on it because it's made right here in America. Let's bring in the CEO, Terry Murphy. Terry, how you doing?
Hey, Jay. Thanks for having me this morning.
Detroit, is that where you're building them?
No, we're still looking at somewhere in the Midwest.
Oh, somewhere in the Midwest. Okay. Fantastic vehicle. We're going to show you why it's called the Carver in just a minute, but go over some basics for us.
Well, Jay, when you really start looking at, you know, trying to get people in commuting, particularly here in California, 88% of the people are single passengers.
Right, right.
So while this looks like a car, it's actually regulated as a motorcycle because it's three wheels. 65 miles a gallon.
Right.
And we're looking at a hybrid version that'll do over 100.
Yeah.
And so it's a perfect commuter car, and it's fun.
And it's two seats as well.
There's a back seat, so it's kind of fighter pilot type stuff, right? Which in California I think you need to have. I don't know.
And the nice thing is, since you've got essentially a roll bar here and it's enclosed, you don't need a motorcycle license.
You don't need a motorcycle license.
You don't need a helmet.
You don't need a helmet.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful drive. But the best part about all this is that it tilts.
Take a look at this. This is the real selling point.
So
this is how you go around corners in this thing. And we'll take it out. So
our website's flytheroad.com, and I'll show you why. From an engineering standpoint, when you go into a turn.
Okay, this is what you want to have when you take your mother-in-law to the airport. Okay, she's just going to be screaming in the back seat all the way, thinking you're going to flip over or something. But it's perfectly safe. The cool thing is you also have rear wheel steering as well, don't you?
That's right.
Yeah, come on back. Take a look at this. You'll see what we're talking about here.
So you can see there's a camber, just a couple degrees.
Yeah. You see the wheels will turn in.
It's a counter steer, so the wheels are cambered, and then you're on a counter steer like a motorcycle. So if you're at slow speed, it steers normally, and if you're at high speed, it's actually a counter steer.
Well, this is the kind of thing I've been talking about. You know, as much as I like supercars, and obviously I do, there's no place you can go 200 miles an hour. There's no place you can really go 150 miles an hour without going to jail. And making vehicles that are unique and fun to drive and exciting to drive at normal road speeds, to me, that's the greatest thing of all. Now we're going to take. I haven't driven it yet. I'm really anxious to. But look at leaning into a corner. You must feel like you're going 200 miles an hour when you're probably doing 45 or 50. Now the engine in this one is a Daihatsu? Is that what it is?
This one's a Daihatsu 660 turbocharged.
Okay, 660 cc's turbocharged. Is that about 65 horsepower?
Yeah, 65, 70 horsepower. Okay. So, but it gets up and goes.
Now is it a automatic? Is it
this is a 5-speed.
5-speed. Okay, so, very cool. And what does it weigh?
This is 1750, just under 1750.
1750. Okay, let's put it upright again and show people the inside.
All right. There you go.
That noise you hear is obviously the hydraulics bringing it back up. As you can see, two-seater vehicle, quite cozy. And you've got a radio, AM, FM, all that, 5-speed clutch. It's just like driving a car in that sense. Pretty neat. And you can lane split in this like you could a motorcycle. Because it's really, I don't think it's any wider than a Gullwing or a big Harley or any of those type of bikes. I love the front end here. Center hub steering, yeah, very nice, very nice. And of course you got disc brakes on it as well, all the way around. But to me, you know, the real thing is it's fun to drive. That's really the killer. I mean, you use the gas and the efficiency just to sell it to the spouse. You know? But you know, I mean, what you want to do is have something that's fun to drive. You know, that's always been Gordon Murray's thing. You know, Gordon Murray, the man who designed the rocket and the F1 McLaren. He has this whole thing about lightweight and simplicity. And that's really where the future is, I think, in automotive technology. Having cars that are light, that are, you know, it should be fun to drive. I mean, I think the reason the Mini has been successful is it's really fun to drive. I mean, the gas mileage and all the other stuff is good, and obviously it helps, but the main selling point is, oh, it's fun.
And all these cars that are coming out, there's so many that are coming out that are, quote, green, that aren't fun.
Right.
You know,
right.
And it doesn't, you know, they don't have to be, you know, at odds with each other. We think we can do both.
And 65 miles per gallon, that's
pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's actually better than a Prius, I think, or any of those hybrid cars. And of course, you're using existing technology. Yeah, it's really exciting. Well, let's see what other features does it have. These are functional, the louvers?
Yes.
Those cool as
yeah,
well?
Yeah, it definally need the cooling.
And what, this roof, it has a sunroof as well?
This pops off. So
oh, look at that, okay.
You can have a convertible version of this.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Got it.
Oh, okay, very cool. And there's actually room in the back. Are there any other driver aids, such as ABS or anything of that nature?
No, not right now on this vehicle, no.
Don't need it, okay.
And you really don't need it.
Okay. So this is a prototype vehicle, right?
Correct, correct.
Okay, and what we have over here is what the production
So
car
this is what the production car,
okay.
the vehicle is going to look like.
And this is a non-running prototype of what the production car will look like. Very nicely styled.
We want to get a little bit more aerodynamics on it.
Yeah.
And what we're really looking at, Jay, and I think you beat me to the punch. I came out of the aerospace world, so we're really looking for a cross-section between aerospace technology here in Southern California and automotive technology, but you know, we're at the airport here, so I think you already, you already did that one. But
well, you know, the thing with so many modern vehicles, especially green-type vehicles, is they're just boxy looking. They're not sexy or attractive. I got to drive the electric Aptera, and that sort of looks like a car from the future. Here's a picture of that. You know, for new cars to be exciting, they should look exciting. And to me, this looks exciting. You see this coming down the road, and you have no idea what the heck it could be. And, well, I'm anxious to drive it. You've got dual headlights. Let's take it for a ride, see how it goes.
All right, let's go.
Press the immobilizer. Let's start it up. Sounds like a car, bike. It's a weird sensation. You feel like you're in some kind of amusement park ride. But I gotta admit, it's a lot of fun. If you like tobogganing, it's fantastic. This thing is great. It's a motorcycle with a heater, but this is what new cars should be about. New experiences. This is a whole different experience. I mean, it's really a lot of fun when you feel it tip and lean, and it's not scary at all. I love how it leans. There's plenty of leg room, and you know, it's plenty wide. I don't feel like I'm cramped in this thing. The nice thing is your passenger's behind you. Imagine this with maybe 180, 200 horsepower, put a little Hayabusa motor in the back of this thing, or a Kawasaki 1400. Oh my God. Got AM, FM radio, all that kind of stuff. Oh, look at that, even got a cup holder. But your cup's going to tip over. You'll see, you don't really want to use the cup holder because all the coffee will go in your lap. And I love the fact that the window glass goes all the way up to here. You know, in a normal car, your field of vision is kind of restricted right straight ahead. But here, this goes all the way back. So that's actually kind of nice. It's almost like having a permanent sunroof. And of course, this roof lifts off as well. Well, let's take it up to the twisties and see how it does. Going into a turn. Ah! It's hard to believe this is only 660 cc's. I mean, that's about the same as my Fiat Topolino, and that can barely hit 50 miles an hour. You know, this cruises down the road at 70 in fifth gear, and it's quite quiet in here. You can hear the radio. You know, this is probably the best commuter car I think I've ever seen. As I said, what this needs about 200 horsepower, and oh my God, just be a killer. I must say this really impresses me. This is so much cooler than a lot of the electric, a lot of the electric vehicles, okay, you're kind of polite. But 65 miles per gallon, I can live with that. If they give me another 150 horse and drop it to 50 miles per gallon, then you got a deal. Even on the freeway, you can feel that slight lean. Just brilliant engineering, I think. Because this is a vehicle not so much about the power plant as about the handling and the road feel. And that's what really makes it terrific. Just can't stop smiling driving this thing. Although this is a prototype vehicle, road feel and fit and finish is pretty good. I mean, it shifts nicely, it doesn't hang up. So many times people bring prototype vehicles to the shop and, oh, you can't put it in reverse, or don't go over 50, or don't whatever. Whereas this thing is nice. On a windy road, you find yourself going so much faster than you normally would, just because it handles so nicely. I mean, watch this going into this turn. You just lean over like you would on a bike. It's great. I love this thing. I gotta say, this is the most fun I've had in a car in a long time. This is really, I think, the greatest commuter vehicle, because it just makes you smile. You don't mind going, I was gonna take the windy road. I mean, it's fun on the freeway, but hey guys, see, people want to take pictures of it. Well, what a great car or a motorcycle or whatever you want to call it. But it's really fantastic. Boy, it's really great.
Well,
it's very, very impressive. It's very, very impressive.
Thank you.
It's the most fun I've ever had in a commuter car. So many of these electric cars are just, these small, they're just boring. They're not fun to drive. But this is really exciting to drive. Boy, my advice would be get the most horsepower you can. Because to me, this is really an enthusiast vehicle that you could use as a commuter car.
Right.
I'm not sure if the average commuter would be as excited about the lean angle. A lot of people get scared about new driving experiences. And to me, if you could get 100 horsepower, 150 horsepower in this, I mean, now you're competing with real high-performance motorcycles. The biggest drawback to most three-wheel vehicles is you're just fighting that camber. It takes a lot of strength, and you feel like you're working it too hard. The rear wheel steer, the front wheel steer. So it's a one-finger experience. And once you get used to the lean, it just becomes this sort of seesaw, second nature. It's really a lot of fun to drive. Terry, congratulations. It's a terrific, terrific piece of kit, as the British would say. And if they want to know more about it, they go flytheroad.com. Flytheroad.com.
We're going to be about 2 years before we get them in the public, but we want to get your feedback.
Well, let me know. I'm real interested. I think it's fantastic. Thanks again.
Thanks again, Jay. Appreciate it.
See you next week.